Hey yo, what's up, my beloved hashtag champions fam? It's the bad guy at WWE Champions, Zeke 4 back with a brand new video. And we are here today to do a little deep dive of the one and only's roster. It's been a while since I've done content. I will not deny that. But I'm also a man of the people, and I must also be honest with each and every single one of you. So I'm just going to make this crystal clear. Although I have not made content, I've had the game on standby for a while. I've hopped in here and there to partake in as much content as I could do before I found my faction famine NWO Broken Skulls. So that does mean yes, I've done some content. Might not have walked away with certain chase characters and champions and units, but of course, I was going to do some pulls here and there, so the roster from yesteryear pales in comparison to what heat I'm packing right now, and I ain't talking about Harlem. If you know, then you know. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, and we're going to showcase the roster. As you can see, I'm currently in League 22. So we are working towards getting the League 23. That is the objective, y'all, because I need those resources. Always RESPECT, your coins, TP, and tokens. They will get you far in this game. So you always want to make sure that you can hoard as much as possible. But now with that new open all option in the game, you just got to be very conscious and very responsible with what you do when you're making moves. But we are in League 22, headed towards League 23. When it comes to the VIP level, I am sitting at level 12. Player level, I am at 215. So the overall for the roster right now as of today is 5,665,111. The triple ones to get it done, son. So let's get right into it and check out the roster. Let's go ahead and click in here. Husbandos and waifus galore. Now, as I mentioned beforehand, we have been on the game for a while, even if content wasn't being made. We did some polls. We did as much content as we could. Solo dolo as a lone wolf, no Baron Corbin. And then, of course, we were able to reap the luxurious rewards of making teamwork make the dream work. You know what I'm saying? Without family, you got nothing. Without loyalty and respect, you got nothing. So we had to do what we had to do. And as you can see, I only have four. Well, technically there's 5 6-star goals on the roster, but 4 sitting at the apex at the top of the mountain. First and foremost, you know me. And if you don't know, you're about to know me. So I am a huge fan of The Rock. The Rock is one of the key reasons I got into wrestling next to The Undertaker. The Rock's charisma is, bar none, one of the best, greatest ever to grab a mic and lay the smack of down on somebody, verbally, let alone physically. And when I realized the final boss was coming into the game, it didn't matter what tier he was, I was going to go after him, and I was going to make sure not only was he going to be my champion to get that get back once I made my official return into the game, but I was going to guarantee myself he was going to go all the way up to 6-star gold, and that's exactly what we did. We are working on star fragments right now. Going to go ahead and tell you the truth. Hands down, one of the funnest characters I've ever used. I strongly believe in a character's versatility, whether it's when it comes to entourage ability or just gameplay. And there's a plethora of ways to play The Rock, whether it's the Power Gems set, whether it's the Triple Yellow, which I love and adore, or even going the Botch Gem route. There are many ways to go about it. I was able to get a strap on him, and I was also able to get the baddest jacket as well as his finery. So I got him covered on both sides. If I'm running the submission, boom, I'm getting some gem damage boost on that side. And then if I'm laying down the botch gems, I have a chance to put them down and make them go GTS night because they're not kicking out. So this was definitely a power move that needed to be done as soon as I found out he was going to be in the game. And lo and behold, he came with the brand new MLC format just last month. this was definitely a killer move, and I thank God I was able to get those tokens and invest and make that move right away. Following that, I am a big fan of big men slapping meat around the ring. And when they came out with Vader, it's time, it's Vader time. Who better to represent my showboats in the game on the husbando side than the big man himself, Big Van Vader? Got the Mastodon gear for the longest time. I used to always talk in Discord and say I would love for them to at least give him the gear if it was the New Gen Powerhouse variant or even the Hall of Fame version. But they came through completely with a brand new Gen Showboat, and he's hands down one of my favorite characters. I went in and committed when he showed up, and I got my first ever 100% gem damage strap. Double Fury 2s, got the win and invested on a weekend prize wall, got the Bulldog bracers on him. I wish that I was around or had spent enough or did enough, contributed enough in the past when the Ghostbuster events were around so I could have gotten that plate that may have generated more reds because his damage would have been insane in the membrane. But literally, this dude, even with that not being a part of the case or the equation, he's doing enough for me. Straight up laying down Molly whopping easy 60 to 60 million, between 60 mil to 80 mil, depending on who I'm running on him. So definitely a solid. And then I got even crazier luck because I did a 40 pull, and literally as soon as I saw the 6-star and saw him pop up, I skipped the banner. I skipped the rest of the loot. I knew who it was. I was like, this is all I need. I don't care. Anything else is extra, so be it. But I also hit another guy on my squad who's hands down one of my favorite characters. Again, they did him dirty when he came back during the WCW WWF Alliance stick against my man, the Dead Man. But when it came to this loot, I got super lucky because I got blessed with, it's me, DDP, Hall of Fame striker, S+ tier, and I got blessed not only to pull him at 6-star silver, but I also was able to pull his gear too. So that was just phenomenal. I had some good luck. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had some good luck with some of my guys, and those were 3 killer moves that had to be made. Undertaker's still sitting here because, well, I need the tokens. There's no way around that. I am waiting on tokens, the 6-star tokens to come for him to still go up. I'm a fan of The Undertaker. He's carried me through so much content. He's still a great Hall of Fame carry requirement, Undertaker cover, since I don't have the Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. So I'm still going to rock with my boy because he's shown love to me. I'm going to show love to him back. But then things get a little better because we did a pull. We went all out. We did the 20 pull on, I believe it was the Celebration of the Nation loot for Juneteenth. That came out, and we got the prodigy himself, The Rock. I remember back in my old content, I used to want to have nothing but a line. My big top 3 being nothing but The Rock. And he's one of the best techs in the game. I'm with him. I literally just pulled him. I'm getting ready to take him to the moon. A while back, we were able to do content to pick up a rock strap for him. This one was like 60 gem damage. But with what he's able to do, might be a little slow depending on who you are and what your preference is. But he handles the job for me. So I'm thankful and I'm grateful to have him on the squad. And he will more than likely be going up to 6-star gold when the time comes. But then we got my first ever 6-star gold waifu. And watching my broski Merrick's, watching the gameplay from Sir Zorro, this was easily a top tier decision. Now, I'm not a fan of Charlotte Flair, but I will never take away from her in-ring ability. She can take a rock or a piece of paper and make them look phenomenal. She's literally, in my opinion, like a female Bret Hart. She can work with anybody and make them look incredible. So, with that being said, this is a character that's literally been around for years. And I'm thankful that they took WWE Champions and Scopely took a note out of the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle and even FGO Fate Grand Order's book with taking older characters and giving them reworks and updates to make them viable. And so she literally went from a character that nobody really cared about, who was really going to put in the time to get her gear and get her to where she needed to be, especially when Icon of WrestleMania Charlotte came out, Acrobat. they went and gave her the coup de grace, the piece of resistance. And so I had to literally take her from 4-star silver and took her all the way up to 6-star gold. And she has been a machine for me. I was able to go ahead, thanks to my faction fam, I was able to load up and get all of her gears unlocked. So she's doing everything. Now, I don't have a strap on her. It'd be nice to get her get a strap. I'm respecting the way of the straps now. The straps, the skill plates, the moments, they are crucial to any roster. So if you're able to pick up certain ones, your roster is going to be different from mine. So certain moments, certain skill plates, you're going to pursue differently. But this is definitely a character that if you have her, if you bought the pass that allows you to get her, as well as Striker Sting, if you were able to pull her, this is a character I feel straight up you need to invest. If you don't spend a lot of money in the game, this is a character that I would pursue if you didn't get her on another tough way or shape or form. She's definitely someone that will cover your waifus and characters. One thing that I've learned since coming back to the game, I believe in versatility all the way around, not just in movesets or entourage abilities. I strongly believe in a character that is viable in different types of format. Are they great in faction feud, flash feuds? Are they able to get you in and out and save you time? Because I'm all about my time. Spend your time wisely. Don't waste it. And WWE Champions is a game, even with the autoplay involved, you have to commit. So now I'm looking at my roster differently. I still strongly feel that you need to have, or at least try to have on your roster, whether free to play or whale, you need to have a husbando and a waifu, a male and female champion of each class. Cover as many errors as you can, and have characters that you can build appropriately. Always invest in your MP trainers that are going to get your moves off. Invest in flat gem and percentage gem damage characters, depending on where you're at. I strongly feel to future-proof your roster, go for the percentile champion trainers and coaches with the gem damage, because that's going to go a lot higher and further compared to those that are topping off at 12K. Now, there's obviously certain ones that are also now getting up to 18K, but you want to future-proof your roster regardless of where you're at, so that way you know what you're doing and where you're moving. A lot of the moves that I'm making now are definitely on the side of taking care of my go-to champions and also taking care of entourage setups, and that's basically critical to me. But you need someone that's going to get you through feuds real good. You need somebody that's going to carry you through your showdowns and have compatibility, or someone that works. Even if they don't have a link together, it can happen. Your best waifu might not pair up good with your best husbando, but can your waifu set up your husbando to get that hot tag and decimate whoever? Do you got, like, for instance, I could run Cora Jade with Vader because I can set up the Reds, load him up, tag him in, boom, it's over. I don't have to worry about nothing. Or even with the plus than 99 MP, if I got someone creating yellows and getting everything set up, I can easily have a final boss Rock tag in and decimate, or the other way around. If I got a female that needs yellow, Rock can go in first and get her fully loaded. You need that type of compatibility. Then, of course, you got your tours. Tours are different because you have your different perks for MP. Same goes for your blitzes. But we even now have the faction boss. Faction boss is a pretty fun thing. So now now the whole thing of back in the day when we were wondering, hey, what is a chaotic striker? What is an aggressive powerhouse? What is a focused showboat? What is a defensive technician? Now these things are coming into play now because it goes and fuels and feeds into faction boss. So now you need male characters and female characters that are going to cover both sides on that side of the spectrum too. I like a guy like CM Punk. I got lucky with him. I didn't even expect it. I just saw 6 stars pull up, and lo and behold, he got him. He's back in the game. He's back in WWE, and he's in the game. Who would have thought hell froze over like that, right? And I love this guy. I got the Sheik plate on him. Rest in peace to Sheiky, baby. Got him straight on there with the green move damage. Run him triple green. He's able to load up. He's able to destroy multiply gems. So, hey, if he's if there's multiply gem users needed for a faction boss, he covers things. If I don't got something going against me when it comes to other content, when it pertains to multiply gems, he's a good option as well. And he's a fun character. Quick and easy, simplistic. Some people need the big brain characters. I like simplicity. If the character can get me through what I need to do, That works for me. Less taps, the better. More time saved. But I also got somebody that was amazing. There was an offer that was going on. I am a huge fan, a mentor. In my mind, reading the books and the magazines of yesteryear, I was a huge fan. I grew up on Michael Jordan, Jackie Robinson, and Muhammad Ali. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And then to find out the correlation of Muhammad Ali blessing my favorite wrestler of all time, The Rock, with the epithet, the People's Champ, took it to a whole nother level. So when Trickster Ali came out, the GOAT, they had an option for you to go ahead and purchase a Striker Ali. I went ahead and partook into that option, and he's definitely going to 6-star gold. And there's characters that when you come to your roster, you might not have all the bells and whistles for them, but because you like them, you will figure out ways to make them work. I don't have his moment, and I don't even have his gear, but I do enjoy him. And with the MP perks and everything, he's a benefit to me. So that's an asset, and I can always be patient. Have money on the wayside, have money to the side for whenever that moment pops up in another prize wall for the weekend or midweek contest. I can go all in, invest my time to get what I need out of it. So that's something that's a blessing. I was even able to do a single pull. I was able to pull 6-star bronze Rock and Roman, and seeing content on him at first, I was like, what in the world? I got to the point where, you know what? I can make this work. I can make this work. I will look around. I will be patient. I will do my double takedown setup for more move damage until I can get that red NWO plate for red move damage. And I will invest that and put that in Roman because he's my best Roman in the entire game. So I'm looking at the game differently. I think that a lot of people should look at it the same way too. Now, obviously, when you're starting the game off, depending on, especially if you're free to play, if you're free to play now in this day and age, I strongly recommend investing in the free-to-play unit that's given to you every MLC, the one that can take you, a couple days to get the shards to unlock them appropriately. Unless you're fine with setting a limit of spending X amount each month, then get that character. Also do as much content as you can, grind it out as much as you can, so that way you can also get the chase character that's A tier, because that A tier character is going to be able to carry you. That's guaranteeing you a victory tour that's going to allow you to get a lot more resources that you wouldn't be able to get, but the daily logins can also help you. You can balance something out and make things work, and you want to make your investments count. I'm not taking everybody up anymore. Back in the day, as soon as I got Bray Wyatt Striker, Eater of Worlds, it was all in. As soon as I got 3-star gold AJ Styles, I was cooking. But the times have changed. The era where the Undisputed Future Tough Seth was the king of the game are yesterday's news. That's old news. Now we're in a new meta where before 6-star silver, move damage was the ish. Now gem damage is back in full effect. So now I'm just making smart moves, especially with the 6-star gold tokens. They have been very, very gracious with them, but we don't know how long that's going to last. So you want to pick and choose your options of who's covering your modern era, who's covering your legends, your PG, your reality, the ruthless aggression. There's a ton of characters in the game that can benefit you. A guy like Logan Paul could help you out. But even then, you got other options that are going to be there that could be free to play friendly and still dominate, like a Kairi Sane. Might need a little tweaks, but can still be an asset to your roster. So for me right now, the goal is simple. I want to fill out, at least to have a couple male 6-star gold reps and a couple female 6-star gold reps covering different eras, covering different types of links that I could utilize and benefit. Like, for instance, Ricky Steamboat here, Dragon Steamboat. I get tons of shards for him. He's literally going up to 31K just for his trainer ability, his coaching ability, because I use a lot of trap gem characters. That 100% trap gem damage on Cora Jade is going to be highly, highly essential. The same could be said about Stacy Keibler or Dakota Kai. There's a lot of characters in this game that I have been blessed with that use trap gems, so it makes all the more sense. Now, obviously, if you don't have trap gem characters, you don't prefer them, it will make sense why you will fall back and not invest in them. But for me, it's making sense to take him to 6-star gold, 6-star silver, and just to leave him there. Pump a couple moves in him, call it a day. Then there's other characters. I got lucky with Gunther. I pulled him when the zombie loot came out. I was able to get Gunther at 6-star silver. Literally pulled him at 6-star silver, and I'm keeping him out, like flipping him around, because so many multiply gem characters I utilize. I am looking forward, now that we got a 6-star gold meta, I am curious to see if they're going to come up with a new specialty gem to come out with it. But who knows? We don't know. Like, if we know how much damage like a guy like Cowboy Orton can do in the 6-star silver meta with move damage, I can only fathom when the move damage era comes back in 6-star gold, because things are going to have to get a little bit interesting before. I love your mom, but I'm going to have to call you back. They're going to get a little bit interesting until we get supposed 7 stars. That's not like a spoiler or reading it. I'm just pretty confident that with how things are being laid out, they're going to have a nice grace period of 6-star gold so people can get the tokens and the resources to do it sooner rather than later. But I am pretty sure with how this launch happened, I thought there was going to be a little bit more time at 6-star silvers, but more than likely there will be 7 stars coming, so just be prepared. Waifus, I strongly suggest this when it comes to waifus. Waifus are definitely characters that I feel that you need to be very, very particular with, because when it comes to waifus, you don't know what's around the corner, and you want to make everything count. For me, for instance, right, everyone is praising and loves Cora Jade. Where is she at? Cora Jade. I love using her. I'm not taking anything away from her. I don't have the NXT moment for her. I don't have a proper strap for her. I don't have the plate for her. But she's viable. She covers focus. But then here's another situation. I like Stacy Keibler. I went on the portal. I did the little claim the daily, and I was able to get that skill plate for her. So it makes more sense for me to pursue her. And then on top of that, with this midweek prize wall that's going on, I know everyone's speaking heavily about the Miz's moment. The thing is, when I look at my roster with CM Punk and now The Rock, I have technicians already high level that I truly enjoy utilizing. And for me, even if Miz is a great A tier, just like The Rock was Final Boss, when it's all said and done, though, it's all about who you like, who your preference is. I'm not taking nothing away from The Miz. He's a great dude, but you have to remember too that plus 99, it lasts for the month that they are in their MLC. It lasts for a second month, so you get a 2-month window to utilize it and get him through to clear any content you need. But then afterwards, it's done, and he's still going to be a monster. But for me, I got plenty of moments that go towards a lot of male characters that I use. I don't really have nothing helping me out when it comes to the women's side of things. So for me, now knowing that I got the strap up for Stacy, I got the plate for Stacy, for me, it'll make more sense for me to take her to 6-star gold and get the moment, the Tori Wilson returns moment, so she's doing even more damage combined with the plate that I have her. So you want to make sure when you're looking at things, don't just jump the gun. I feel like this, and I strongly believe in this. If you're the smartest person in the room, there is a problem. There is always a problem. If you feel that you're the smartest one, you have the answers. There is nothing wrong with seeking help and direction. And with as many players that have been around since day one of this game, they know the ins and outs. They know the errors and mistakes, and they can help you, guide you, and direct you. If you jump the gun a little too soon, early, they can catch you and be like, hey, look, I see where you're going. You're spreading yourself too thin. You're getting a lot of good resources now. Fall back a little bit. Fall back and truly look at your roster. See who you really enjoy. We get it. There's going to be those investments for your MLC characters. There's going to be certain requirement characters that you're going to level up. But at the end of the day, look at all the other content that's in this game and decide who you're going to utilize. And so that's how I'm looking at things too. I got blessed, as you can see, with both Hogans, Powerhouse as well as Trickster. They're where they need to be for me. A lot of people are taking them up depending on if you got the Santa moments, if you got the sweaters and everything. For me, they're where they're at. They do what they need to do when it comes to their coaching abilities. That's all I need from them. I was big on Rob Van Dam. He still covers ruthless aggression. He's still great with power gems, but then Hall of Fame DDP drops heavier hitting power gems, does a lot more damage. Even Finn Balor, I hope that y'all have been doing the champions of, I think it's the champions of color or champions of change login each day. They've been giving us stuff. They gave us Piper Niven. We've been getting charged for her left and right. Then you got Finn. Finn only has a couple of variants around. We don't see the mutant version of Finn really often. So Showboat Finn for free, plus his gear giving you +6. That frees up a slot. That frees up, depending on how you run them, yellow move damage, or you can run some purple gem damage on him. All depends on your roster. But Scobely's been dropping some good things for us. Like even a guy like Mosh opening things up for us because I believe it's either Kalisto or Sin Cara. They're not in the game anymore. Matt Hardy Showboat, he might come back. Now that we got this whole WWE TNA situation going on, there's a possibility that he could come back and we might be able to have a chance for people to pick up Showboat, Hardy Boys, Matt Hardy and get that MP because not everyone has Sensational Sherry. But if you don't have him, you definitely probably are going to be pulling Mosh more than anybody. And his ability is clutch. I've done different variations of Vader with the triple red between using Matt and using Mosh. The damage is still insane. So he serves his purpose. When it comes to just having everybody covered from different sides. Had I known what I known about Austin Theory, I'm glad that I got him a six-star bronze. But had I known about those skill plates in the past, Thugonomics and then Corporate Princess, had I known all that, I would have invested in them. But I chose other options, and I have no regrets. I'm thankful for them. They serve their purpose on my roster, and that allows me to do things. I feel that there's a lot of characters that I could work on, but key for me right now is just covering my bases, going over and checking things out for all that content. Who's quick for my feuds? Who's going to help me get in and out, like with the move charge when it comes to getting in and out for my tags and showdown? Who's going to help me blitz the blitz quicker? Who's going to help me get my everyday grind done sooner rather than later? Who's going to be able to help me out when it comes to Faction Boss? These are all things that a player, whether new, journeyman, veteran, Hall of Fame, these are all thoughts that we all share. And that's one of the beauties of this community is regardless if you're spending money or you're doing your pinching pennies, at the end of the day, we all have value. We all have something to say. And we all might have similar characters on our roster, but we might utilize them different. There was a moment where people were iffy about Grayson Waller. Now all of a sudden, rework him, give you a chance at Gremlin ears, get a strap for him. Now a lot of people are taking him to 6-star gold. So that's who's to say they don't do that for other older units. Nia Jax just became Queen of the Ring. Spoilers. Who's to say we don't get an update and a rework for Nia Jax, Powerhouse, while also getting the introduction of a new Queen Nia Jax? There's possibilities there. And then with the Wyatt 6, and then of course you got the Bloodline 2.0, Jacob Fatu, Tonga Loa, new Weekend, Solo Sikoa. There's a lot of opportunity here for more growth and depth. And these new triple trainers and coaches, this is something that you're going to definitely want to be on the lookout when it comes to your roster. I got a girl like Liv who I was running triple red for the longest time. She's going to be a benefit in this upcoming Faction Boss with the botch gem damage. She also has a setup that can utilize yellow gems, generating, making, or destroying them. So I might not have gotten Becky Zombie. I might not even have Rhea Ripley Acrobat Legend, but I do have some solid females. And this is one of those things pertaining to what I said earlier. You want to be very wise when it pertains to not only your choices of male characters. Males, I feel you need to focus on more just because of how much content is male-based, that male influence. I feel no matter how long this game is around, there's always going to be more male content compared to female content. But that doesn't say that you're not going to have female content come around, and you need to choose wisely. Not everyone has Indy Hartwell. Not everyone has Nikita Lyons. Not everyone has Zombie Liv or Zombie Becky or Acrobat Rhea. Acrobat Rhea was a good option to get, especially with her being a chase. Not everyone has Powerhouse Kevin Owens. But the point is, looking at your roster, looking at what you got, and knowing who to invest in. I got Roman up way sooner than I was able to get Liv. That was just how it is. I looked at the requirements for Roman are going to come out more than they are for Liv. Now, they're just happening to start making Liv a requirement. But at the end of the day, I still have a Liv. I got a really good Liv. She is an Oblivion, but she's still a Liv Morgan, and she still covers Powerhouse. So after Roman goes up, once my resources are back straight when it comes to TP, I'll take her up. I have the tokens. I'm close enough to the tokens to take her up to be my 6-star gold after Roman. So you look at things. You got to look at this game as a long term. Everyone looks for instant gratification. Congrats on pulling this new character. Congrats of getting this situation set up on your account. But you also have to remember resources. You got to respect them. The daily logins help. Prize walls help, milestones help from different contests, tours, rewards, maybe daily checking in on your portal, showdown shop. There's that many things that you can get resources from, but at the end of the day, they're never going to give you enough to take care of everybody all at once. So you want to choose wisely. I was able to get Miz. I'm going to at least take him up to 6-star bronze. I'll at least do that. And if I come back around, I'll take him to 6-star gold. He's strong enough right now at 6-star silver, at 5-star silver, to take care of the Hell Mode for victory. He's good. He handles his business. But me being who I am, I'm a bigger fan of CM Punk and a bigger fan of The Rock. I'd rather take them up first than The Miz. Just like with the moment. Okay, cool. I fought people in the feud that got The Miz and they had the moment. I still won. Doesn't take away from the moment, but there's always, just because there's a top tier character, guess what? You know what's even more exciting about owning the top tier character? Figuring out a way to beat the top tier character. So Miz is great. He's awesome. But for me, right now, due to tokens, 6-star bronze might be the highest he'll go for the time being. And he'll still be viable enough to take care of everything else, even without having all the bells and whistles. So what might be top tier to somebody else's roster might be completely different for somebody else. It's all about opinion. It's all about perspective. So even a guy like Showboat Ray, I literally realized, I thought for the longest time, I'm like, man, his purple gem damage has to be higher. And then I look, lo and behold, he needs to at least be he has to at least be 5-star gold, like maxed a little bit in order to get the 12K purple gem damage. I was unaware because I hadn't used him for so long. I knew what he did, but then I started looking at when I was getting the other good characters up. I was like, oh snap, that makes sense. So there's always something to work on when it comes to your roster. Same thing with Maurice. She's cool, but when I look at it now, like after feuds and stuff, after this MLC, am I really going to use her? Probably not, but I do like her ability, and it could help people. It might be niche, but it's still a niche ability that gets the job done when you have everything else aligned and set up. So there's, like with this roster look, I'm getting really up there. That's why I'm glad I didn't say short, sweet, and brief. I'm just scrolling through, just showing you we've come a long way from when we first started. We've come a long, long way. And I'm grateful for every character that I've utilized that has brought me to this point. I am grateful for the wisdom that's been bestowed upon me by fellow teammates, faction mates, as well as people through comments of videos, Discord chats, or just watching another content creator's video. There are so many opportunities on everybody's roster. Everyone's different. Like I've seen the videos for Bobby Lashley with that moment. And for me, if I did get the moment would more or less be for Bobby than Miz, because Bobby, I got the shards, everything I needed to get the move set that I need for him to do what he does when it comes to what Cesaro has displayed. So there's you got to look at things different when it comes to your roster. Everyone's roster is different. The utilization is different. I know for certain when it's all said and done, as broad as my roster is, as grateful as I am for it, like Striker KO, keep fighting, I'm going to be taking him up, but just not right now. I make a list. I literally have a notepad on my phone, and I literally jot down all the moves I'm going to make for a talent up. And if I can't make that when the talent up shows up for the next month or every couple of weeks, I hold off. Depends on the situation. I don't want to make a move just to make a move. It's chess, not checkers. But it also depends on how you play. I respect myself enough and the money that I've put into this game. I respect my teammates enough to know that when I make a move, I have to hit every time. I can't miss. Now, I've learned a lot from my misses, but after you miss enough, you end up wanting to start getting a streak going, and that's how I look at it. My main thing for me that was a miss back in the day are promoters. I got to get my promoters. I only got a handful, and as you can see, they're low. They handle their business. They do what they can, but I need to take them up. If I want my time to be able to go and do what I need to do, enjoy my life outside of Champions, that means I have to invest the time properly to get these characters for the different content that's going to allow me to be freed up so I don't have to be stuck in everything. I don't have to be in the queue forever and a day. I don't have to be grinding out mad, crazy amounts of faction bosses or showdowns because I'm going to be locked in. So I know for sure maturity, it comes, okay? It comes with time. And I know for sure I need to put in a lot of work when it comes to getting all these different characters so I can be able to get in and out. That means more coins. That means more resources. That means more tokens. But in the long haul, it allows me to be more available in the queue for my faction mates to help them out with heavy hitters. It allows me to get through my showdown quicker and sooner and be able to clear out as much as I can. It allows me to do faction bosses and be an asset to my team instead of a hindrance. So there's a win-win. My roster is not just built on being selfish. My roster is built on benefiting those around me. Because in the end, whether you want to admit it or not, you can only get so far alone in this game. You need people. You need a DX. You need a 4 horsemen of people, like-minded people, whether it's at the very tippy top, whether it's in the middle, maybe even off the charts. So when it comes to the top 100, but you need to be around like-minded people who respect you just as much as you respect them. Having a critical faction that is willing to give you input, have fun, and take things serious, whatever it is, there is a home for you. But you also need to value your moves, and you have to respect theirs. You have to look at the culmination of greatness that is going on in these groups. I will call you back, Mom. I love you to death, but I need to knock this video out. So, with that being said, that's pretty much the video. I've obviously I got to get off here and make sure everything's straight with my mother. But when everything's said and done, if y'all saw some of the people on my squad and you think I should invest them or take a look at them, leave it in the comments. I'm always open to suggestions. I'm also open to giving advice as well. My Discord name is in the comments below this video. It will be in the description of the video. But this is just a tour of everything and just breathing. Make everything count. Cover all your classes. Acrobat, Powerhouse, Showboat, Striker, Technician, Trickster. Cover your MP trainers. Cover your gem generation or gem destruction. Move damage. Gem damage. You have to look at the game in a broader scale. It seems complex, but it's highly, highly simple. Simplify it. Make it easier for yourself. Look at who you use. Look who can complement them. That's what it's all about. Every single character in here is like you're putting together a Megazord. What other 4 pieces, 5 pieces, what Zords do I need? What champions do I need in order to make The Rock the best version of The Rock on my account? What do I need to piece together to make Vader the best on my account? What pieces do I need to put together to make Charlotte the best? That is what you look at. And then when you do it with one character, you look over at the other. And then you have characters that will benefit all the way around. The promoters, they help not just a male champion, they can help female champions. They help you out with that criteria. It might cost you some coins to move them around, but you'll get more bang for your buck when it's said and done. Make sure you're logging in every day. Make sure you're hitting up the portal every day. If you spend money, I highly advise you doing it on the portal so you're getting more for those milestones in the events and you're getting more back. You can use those web coins to unlock an icon of WrestleMania Charlotte who can help you out when I believe when it comes to feuds and getting more score on that. Go ahead, do trivia if you want to join the prestige and everything on that side. Everybody's different. Me, when it comes to investing on things, I believe in strongly always getting the $9.99 pack for the backstage pass. It gets you further ahead sooner rather than later. It's a benefit. You're always getting something every single day. That helps out. The strap pass can help you out. If you want a certain loot, always look at the characters that are on the loot. Always look at characters that are in the loot. See who you need, or even go shard hunting. Look for characters like, okay, I got Stacy Keibler, but I need more. I'd rather pull more shards of her. So I'm not taking away from somebody else, but I have enough to do what I need with her. Or look at characters that you need when it comes to what side of the roster you need. If you need stronger males, comb through. See who's on there. See who's featured. Do what you can, whether it's $20 in a dream or $100 pull. Maybe you get one of the portal offers on there that gives you a couple more extra pulls. But you want to just scope things out so that way you're not just pulling willy-nilly on every single roster banner. You just check out what it is. If they have a character that you really like, go for it. If not, you can skip it. It's not the end of the world, because if you don't pull, someone else will pull, because the lights have to be kept on one way or the other. So I do apologize if my work people are hitting me up, and I do apologize with my mother calling. I assure you, I will call her as soon as this video is over and uploading. But you just want to be smart about things. And once again, even with the just going down here and showing you with the prize wall, like the prize wall situation, that's always going to be a good look. You want to capitalize on things like this, especially knowing now you're going to have a prize wall that's coming out and it's lasting the entire month. Like, this is a good overhaul look, so you're not stressed. My aim is to get as many medallions free to play so I can get maybe the Miz moment if I really feel like I want to get it. It's a want. It's not a need. And that's another thing, depending on your roster. There's moments that you want and you don't even have the characters for it. Don't invest in it unless you're confident you're going to invest the money and time to grind out to get those shards or to recruit those characters. But if you are confident in what you have and you want to bolster that, and those universal moment abilities like call out to you, or those feud moments help you out, those showdown moments help you out, just take a moment and take it in. Like I said, this might be my only chance to get the Torrie Wilson. It might be. It could. Like, everyone's talking about the moment with the Miz, but you also have a brand new Imperium moment. It all depends on the roster. I got a lot of strong male champions on my side. I got a couple of female projects. Why not guarantee myself a real huge power-up with a moment that's going to benefit a character that not only did I chase and I was able to recruit, but also future-proof and know, like, she will always be good. She will always be able to do something, whether it's a trickster female, whether it's an attitude requirement. Stacy will have me. You're always going to get, because we're in the modern era, you're always going to get more modern era characters compared to your legends and your PG, your reality, right? Handful of Hall of Fame. You want to just be smart about certain things. And, this is when you talk to, find and seek counsel. You seek counsel from people. You figure out what you can do, what you can't do. Like, I literally was able to unlock one of these. I got a couple of these. I got the Ghostbuster one, but I don't have any of the other people so I can utilize it, right? And I even have the NWO Hall of Fame one, but I don't have enough characters there yet. So there's certain things that you're sitting on, and then there's other ones where it's like that Vader moment, that's OP, but I don't got it. The WrestleMania moment, it's a great one, but I don't have it yet. But looking at how they're doing these prize walls, there is a chance, there is an opportunity that we can see certain things come back. Who's to say that they won't have a month-long prize wall for the zombie moments so people can pick those up and get those sorted out? The possibilities are endless in this game, and they know what they're doing. They're doing a great job. They've learned. There's still been mistakes, but that's how we get the game that we have now, because they learned from a lot of previous mistakes. They learned from the past, in the present, and are doing the best they can to future-proof the game. So we, the community, keep coming back, feel the necessity or feel the obligation to invest in the game to see what they do next. So respect moments, respect titles, respect your superstars, and most importantly of all, have fun. Play the game how you want to. I just say this: common sense goes a long way. It's easier for a wise man to play a fool than for a fool to act like a wise man. And every faction has a Paul Heyman in their corner. It's up to you if you listen and utilize that knowledge to get yourself further ahead instead of constantly setting yourself back. So with that being said, y'all, that is the roster. I got nothing but love for y'all. Thank you for your patience. If you watch this from start to finish, sometimes I do short, sweet, and brief content. Sometimes I do long form content. And when you're doing a deep dive on a roster, just showcasing, explaining things, I like to help out the best way I can. So with that being said, y'all, always remember this. Hey, yo, hard work pays off. Dreams come true. Bad times don't last, but champions do. It's your boy, the bad guy of WWE Champion, Zeke 4-0, closing out another Champions video. Mad love to each and every single one of you, of my beloved hashtag Champions fam. Like the video, share the video, comment in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for us, because it's definitely shining bright, baby. I've wined and dined with kings and queens. I slept in alleys eating pork and beans. Hard times, baby. Hard times, but oh so electrifying. So until next time, y'all, I'll see you when I see you. Peace.